Hello, welcome to Sunfire Designs. Today I am going to be doing a web pour in a square mold. This mold is from Resinable Creations. I'll put the link in the description along with the links for everything else. It is a thinner mold. It's much more shallow than some of the molds I've been using, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how it comes out. I'll give you the recipe and everything like that. I mixed up 200 mils of Art Pro. This will probably only take 180, but it's been a while since I've used it, so we'll find out. I'm inspired today by St. Patrick's Day, so my color shades are gonna be shades of green, so I think that'll be kind of fun. And yeah, so I mixed up, did I say 200 mils of Art Pro resin? This right here, I mixed up 25 mils of this, and I'm gonna play it by ear how much I actually need to use of this particular one. I've been using 20 mils, and this one is 25, and I'm using Eye Candy Dark Ocean Green because it's just so beautiful. This is one of my, this one and the red are just, gorgeous. All right, so there's that, that's 25 mils. I have 35 mils of black, and I used Liquitex Carbon Black, and I used 6 drops because it wasn't quite dark enough for me when I was doing 5 drops. You can move the stick back and forth and you can still see the stick underneath, but it's darker. I have 40 mils of clear. I'm just going to use what I need in the bottom because I know I'm going to have a little extra resin, so I'm just going to use what I need to coat the bottom. This is 35 mils of white, and I ended up using 3 teeny tiny drops of Ocean White. Normally I use 2 drops, 2 small drops, but one of them came out teeny tiny, so I ended up doing 3 teeny tiny drops. And then finally, for my push, I am using Liquitex Phthalo Green, the yellow shade. So the really pretty, you know, like shamrocky emerald green color. And I used 5 drops because it's just kind of a very light color. So, all right, so that is it. And we will get started. I'm interested to see how this is going to turn out, being that it's in a square mold and that also that the mold is more shallow. So let's start here. Let's see how much we're going to need. Start off with this much. That probably will do it. So I think I ended up using maybe between 30 and 35. So it didn't need as much as I thought it was going to. So I will set that aside, and if I need it, I will use it. My sleeves, pull my sleeves up here. All right. Now it's time for the black and the white. Here we go. I can't believe it's St. Patrick's Day already. It's just coming up. Things going by really fast. Okay, I'm going to start off by doing like a crisscross. Drop, drop, drop. Okay. An X marks the spot. And then a plus. It's super quiet. My son went on a trip and it's so quiet here. It's very strange for it to be so quiet. Drop. I'm just going to do this one more time. Okay. Drop. There's always that little drop hanging off the end. It drives me nuts when it drops all over everything. Okay, now time for the white. So my black and my white lines, I usually try to make them about the same amount for each one I pour, just because I make the same amount of resin. So if that makes any sense. So a nice thick line. Yeah, this is more shallow, so we'll see. Because it is bigger around, like the diameter is bigger. Which means in order for it to have slightly less resin, it has to be thinner. Or, yeah, thinner, I guess is the word. Let's see. These are not going to be as thick because there's not as much resin left. Like really focus because I'm trying to make sure I don't make a mess of it. Okay. Don't mind me while I focus and don't talk. There we go. Hope you guys saw my video about the hand mixer, or the mixer and the stand from Estoyo. It's amazing. I've been using it every time I've done a pour since I got it. It's just so cool. It really, really saves my hands. I have autoimmune disease, and so my hands just get tired really fast. So it really is saving me a lot of wear and tear and energy on my hands. Not to mention time, because I can use the time that it's mixing to do other things. All right, I think that's good. There's a little bit left, but that's good. All right, so now I'm going to do spiral with the green, and I do have more green than I have been using for the last couple pours. So we'll see how much it needs. If I don't need it all, then I won't use it all. I'm trying to pour it as evenly as possible, but that particular line was not even. Glad I made a little extra because it's going to take a little extra because it's so much wider. There we go. Pretty, pretty. All right, let me, before I move on, put some of these stones in a cup. I'm just going to use plain black stones in the bottom or in the middle. Okay. Kind of holding my breath and keeping an eye so I don't overfill. I think maybe a little more. I think that's good. So I do have a little bit left over. That's okay. I will put it into, I always have something sitting to the side that I can put my leftover resin in. So I will pop it in there. There we go. That's a really tiny center, isn't it? Maybe a little bit more. Didn't realize how tiny that was. It's closing up nice and fast, which is nice. Okay, get in there. All right, I will put it on a time lapse. I will torch it, and then I will be back in the morning when it's time to unmold. All right, it's time. Let's see how it turned out. I don't see anything really. I see a little white puffy there, but I don't know what it's doing on the other side. This one's harder to see because of all the mica powder. All right, here we go. That's cool. That's cool. It looks a lot like the other ones I did. It's just in square. You got some bigger petals around the outside, some smaller on the inside. Doesn't look quite as green as I'd hoped. It's, you know, it's got a little bit of green, but I think it looks awesome. Very cool. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.